You guys know here at the Retro Collectibles KRAK IT Show, we don't discriminate. We unbox them all here, whether it's heavyweights like this guy in the last video, or a $15 piece of junk PT Cruiser that we smash up with a hammer for our Bigfoot. This guy here. The point is, we unbox anything because not only do we not discriminate, but we want to know all the older castings we don't know about. But it's not just about what I like or what Glenn likes, it's about what everybody likes. So that's why you'll see me unbox a car, and if I don't like a certain car, I'll say I don't like a certain car. I'm honest about it. We unbox everything. And today's video, I think, is a little bit different and might appeal to the Mustang guys today. Let's have a look. Now, I've unboxed a lot of cars, and I've not only unboxed few Maistos, but I've seen a lot of Maistos in my travels, both online and everywhere else. What we're gonna unbox today is a Maisto I've never seen before. This is a much older one. Glenn came up from the basement the other day when we were doing our organization and said, check this out. This was hidden with we have a couple cars we're going to be unboxing over the next few days that were hidden. But this is one that I didn't see before that might appeal to the Mustang guys. Like I was saying, let's have a look. So we got that much older special edition box. That has not been around for a minute, guys. Let's have a look, see what it is. And special edition, I believe this would have been an exclusive either to the USA or here if we had them back then. But that is the Mustang Cobra Jet. I don't think I've ever unboxed a Maisto that was the Cobra Jet. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I have. That one stuck right out when Glenn showed me it. I was like, wow. And dating back to 2015, 10 years, for a Maisto to be in the box that long and the box to be in good shape like this, that's kind of a dinosaur. We don't usually see older or vintage Maistos still in the box. Well, there's tons of them around. Don't get me wrong, there's tons of them. We just don't usually have them here. Glenn's are usually a lot of the more modern type Maistos. He does have a couple older ones. I don't know if he has many this age though. Fact is, it's a crazy color. Show you the nameplate there. It's got the older nameplate on it even, but we'll get a better look at it when it's out. Of course, those straps have to come off it. You guys know why. But let's get into it. Okay guys, coming at you from the all new set of the Retro Collectibles KRAK IT Show in the vault of the Cowie Diecast Museum. Now, I was mentioning upstairs, this is different because of the age of it. Usually it's Maistos a little bit newer that you see floating around, or if you see them in the box like this, the box is just destroyed. This is 2015, and this is a 1968 Ford Mustang GT Cobra Jet. I always say I don't discriminate, it's a Maisto, but you know what, guys? Some of you might be surprised because some of the videos I have that got the most views are Maisto unboxings, believe it or not. People are curious about Maistos. Everybody wants to save money, including myself. I'm not rich, we all know that. A lot of you guys are not rich. Everybody likes to save money, and I think Maistos, for bang for the buck, you cannot beat a Maisto. The best Maisto of 2024, you guys already know what that is. I was showing it on the live on Saturday night if you guys missed it. By the way, have not had a chance to upload or re-edit the live from Saturday night, guys. Reason being is because we got new cars to unbox. So I would rather show you guys new stuff than re-edit the older stuff. But that, I'm going to try to get at it to re-edit it, guys. I'm just trying to show you some newer stuff. That's all. So as soon as Glenn came up and I seen the box, I was interested because right away the box. Funny thing is, it's an older box, but the modern 1 of 24 scale ones are in boxes that are similar to this. Being the Cobra Jet, I wonder how the engine bay is going to look, if it's any different. We know yellow is not my favorite color, but this could take banging photographs. For example, the Kill Bill truck. I fell in love with that thing after I unboxed it. It's got that Maisto nameplate. I'm not a fan of that. How it says Maisto right on the nameplate. Road Signature does that too. Road Legends. By the way, we have one of those coming up. It's actually... my friend Sean will like it because he's a Mustang guy. By the way, Sean, I got a perfect box to send your Mustang out in. And I'm sending you the Illuma case that I told you about. I got the perfect box to send the two of them in. That's another reason I missed Diane. All the awesome things she was good at. If I had anything to ship, I used to get her to pack the stuff because she was a pro. And she could pack it like a pro. But I'm going to have to learn to do that on my own a lot better. Oh, I'm not terrible at it, guys. I've shipped stuff on my own. I'm just always nervous of stuff getting damaged. You guys can understand. So this needs to be debanded after all these years. Because we know that bands can do funny things to paint. To deband them, we go from underneath. And usually there's a tab like this you could pull to break it. If it lets you. And it did, thankfully. So no visible paint rash, guys. Oh, you know what? It does have a tiny bit of paint rash. Tiny bit. This is the first Maisto I've ever unboxed with paint rash. But it's a tiny bit. Like I'm talking minute. It's on the trunk hatch. I might have to cut this band. Oh, it's coming. Okay. Next time they're hard like that, I'm just going to cut it off. Okay, so... yeah, it just got little tiny specks of paint rash, guys. I don't even know if the camera will pick it up, but... I'll pick it up for you guys up on the look-see set. But it's right in this area. I'll get it picked up on the look-see set for you guys. But first Maisto ever with a little bit of paint rash. Looks good otherwise, though. So, oh, it's got a band around the trunk, because trunks do open on Maistos, guys, and they do have working suspension. For any new viewers or collectors, that's one of the things that the Maistos have that a lot of the modern ones don't, is working suspension and opening trunk. Nothing to see in the trunk, but still a nice option to have. Now, Maistos, what I tell people, they kind of make everything look good that you can see with the eye, walking by on the shelf type thing. That's where they spend their attention on. So stuff like in the back seat or whatever, they might not do up like you would see on a Silver Screen Machines car, you know? Or an Authentics car. And again, guys, we are going to be having a look at this up under the bright lights of the look-see set. I don't like that quality control. They, yeah, so they put like a little sliver of silver on the door handle. And the rest is yellow, like. It's not terrible, but it could be better, you know. I've seen worse. Yeah, I'll show you guys a little bit of the inside. The inside's actually done nicely. I'm impressed about the inside for a Maisto, guys. For a Maisto, the inside's a lot nicer than I thought it would be. And you guys, again, will get a better look and better light. We'll be getting the glamour shots at the end of the video where we see this in every angle. See, for the live Saturday night, I had all the overhead lights turned off. And then I had my 72 LED, it's like a square on a pole, going back there. And then I had my cabinet night light on here. Today I have my overhead lights on, just to kind of try different things, see what looks better. But I might need that bright one on for showing around in the car, because you could see shadow on my face and stuff. Should be lit up. Give me a second here. Now she's lit up. So we had to get it lit up for the best part, which was supposed to be that Cobra Jet engine. And it actually looks, wow, it's above average for a Maisto, guys. You know how I always say to use a chrome paint pen under the hood? It's got a little bit of detailing. Sorry about the light, guys. Still adjusting all the lights with the new set. I've got the overhead light on. I got the big bright light aimed at us. Still going to be making adjustments with anything new. But there's that Cobra Jet engine. 428, I believe it would be. I'll have to check. Funny thing is, back in, it would have been 1999, mid to the end of 1999, the guy in Sault Ste. Marie, he's passed away now. Ironically, it's the guy that gave me my Grim Reaper tattoo on my arm, wrong arm. I was 18 years old. But that guy's passed away now. But that guy used to hook me up with weed, and he was a bit older than me. And when he would pull up, he drove an older Ford truck, like probably I'd say a 70s Ford truck. Like kind of like the Maistos. Actually, just like the Maistos. You know, the Maisto Ford trucks that I'm always talking about, the 1:21 scales? Those. And it was dark blue, and he had a 428 Cobra Jet in that truck. And let me tell you, when he would pull up, the whole neighborhood would rumble. Let's see if we can get you a better look at the interior with the light. I'm just kind of testing out the light. Doesn't look too bad now. But we'll get way better look upstairs. But yeah, I know with that engine, that truck would rumble. But yeah, glad to see they put a decal caution for the rod fan. And they put some color under the hood. They never usually do it. And I'm talking, when I talk color, I'm talking the radiator cap. They didn't leave it black. Just little, one of the reservoirs it looks like they painted. Yeah, they missed a bunch of stuff, but they also put the effort in, you know what I mean? But it's unfortunate because they put the effort in on this, and then it's the first Maisto I've ever opened. But it's, guys, it's such minute paint rash. Like, you could barely see it. You could barely see it. And speaking of paintbrush, guys, this week I'm going to be getting a kit, one of those 3-stage polishing kits for cars, so we could do a video on paintbrush. This week I'm doing it. I think Glenn keeps forgetting to grab the stuff. But then again, he's kind of had other things on his mind, like a flood and stuff like that. Oh, look at that. License plate says 428. Must be a 428 Cobra Jet. I was going to say, other than the color, I think it's a nice car. But you know what, guys? The color is kind of growing on me. I think the way it's going to sit, it's going to take some nice photographs. For example, here's how it's going to, you guys could kind of see it partially from there. How she's going to sit. Sits nice. So before we put this through court, guys, up on the look-see set, I have a funny story to tell you. So some of you will follow my Facebook, okay? It's just kind of a story about how people don't read the whole post. So I put a picture up of Glenn's got a custom general. Well, hold on. I'll show you guys. I think we still got it in arm's reach. One sec. So it was a sarcastic post, guys. I started out with the best of the best, okay? And it was the best custom General Lee, okay? And I had a bunch of the best pictures I could do, glamour shots of this thing, okay? Look at the numbers on that. It looks like they were printed with a Game Boy printer in the 80s. And that's when they had the body style of the Charger was terrible. The casting they were using, look at that, guys. It's horrible, okay? So this was out of the box, and I took a bunch of glamour shots of it and posted it. And I put the best of the best, blah, blah, blah. Then at the end of the post, I put a star, like an asterisk, that said something like, P.S. I'm not serious, or something like that. And oh boy, the comments, I don't like it. Look at the numbers are all wrong. And I'm explaining to people, yeah, it's just a joke. You know, I posted it. And then I had a guy be nasty to me today about it. He said something, I can't remember what it was. And I said, oh yeah, I said, the reason I posted it is because it sucks. I said to him. And then I wake up today and he had commented back, you need to check your eyesight. I didn't say it sucks, blah, 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 blah. And then I commented back, I said, well, I said it sucks. And I said something like, if you don't have a sense of humor or something, get the hell off my post or something like that. But people just, they don't read, like, man. Like, you could post a joke and it just, you know what I mean? Right over, and it's not everybody. Like, you guys would get it, you know what I mean? But there's just people like, for example, I posted a picture of, a bullet car by Mini Champs. Really nice one done by Mini Champs. There was only 999 made, I believe, or 996, something like that. Limited number, 143 scale. Nice piece, nothing opens, but nice. And in the post, I explained what it was. I said it was made this year. It's out of production. The only place to get them, unfortunately, is eBay, or you've got to go on Marketplace and scout one out. And I swear, the first 3 comments I got on it were, how can I get one? You know what I mean? Or how much is it? Or is it for, like, they didn't read that that it's older, like it's out of production, right? But that's the purpose of the posts. Like, I'm not making posts to try to ball out, because most of the stuff I don't own. It's to show people stuff that they might not have known existed. And it's to get new collectors into the hobby. Like, for example, you know what got me into diecast, guys? It wasn't Hot Wheels, and it wasn't one of 18 scale cars. I was in Toys R Us in Stony Creek one day looking for wrestling figures, believe it or not. And I took a walk through the die-cast aisle. I don't know if it was by mistake or whatever. And didn't I see a 1/64 scale Greenlight Collectibles Fall Guy truck hanging on the peg? You got to remember, up until then, the only 1/64 scale Fall Guy truck I ever seen was this guy. I don't know if you could oh yeah, you could see him. This guy right there. The Ertl from 1981, whatever it is, 1980. So when I seen that thing in all of its detail, guys, I went bonkers. I had no idea that they were making this old stuff again. And that was all she wrote, you know what I mean? So if I could show somebody something that really touches them, maybe it gets them into the hobby collecting, like the way I started collecting, right? Anyway, guys, it was just a little rant about Facebook. But yeah, that's the reason of the post is we collect and we try to show people cool stuff. Some of it I don't even own. Like I'll get, if I discover something cool on the internet and I can get cool pictures of it, I'll post it. But yeah, it's more to just show people cool stuff, the coolness of the hobby, the coolness of, you know what I mean? The camaraderie as well, because a lot of the guys, it gets us chatting in the comments on Facebook. And that's been 99.9% a cool experience, by the way. Anyway, guys, sorry to rant. It was kind of a funny story / rant. I can't go to court with my hat crooked like that. Time for court, guys. Let's go see if this thing is worth its weight in gold or a retro collectibles. Well, we can't say it's a hype machine because it's a Maisto. Anyway, let's go.
Big Jim Sports Camper, he's the king of the road. Then you help him unload.
Okay, let's unload.
Big Jim Sports Camper.
Mountain rescue rig. Wow, look at all this gear.
The action's here and you got all the gear. Big Jim Sports Camper.
Let's set up camp.
Big Jim Sports Camper comes with all the gear you see right here. Big Jim and camping outfits sold separately.
Oh geez, do I got a story to tell you guys when we're done here. Good looking though, like I thought. I like the way it sits. Everything lines up right. The door handles are kind of Maisto-y, but what can you expect out of a Maisto? This is an older one as well, but it's done nice. Let's have a closer look in better lighting. No matter what, there's nothing to see in the trunk because it doesn't open very wide. See, that's what I mean about the interior. It's a little bit above average for a Maisto. They even did inlay like a two-tone on the doors. They don't usually do that. It's usually flat black inside pretty well. Plastic color. The gauges are usually stickers too. Those might be stickers. I can't tell from here, but they look good. There's a better look under the hood, and see what I mean? They put a little bit of extra effort into it with a little bit of extra color. The warning thing on the fan even. Filled in the rad cap, stuff like that. Just a little bit of extras. Despite the color being yellow, they seem to have put a little bit of extra effort into this guy. It looks good. Just little extras that I would do on my own. But there's still little extras that I would still do. But at least they made improvements. I can't really say improvements now because this is an older car. But it would have been an improvement in the day anyway. But this is more detailed than a lot of the newer releases that just have all the flat black plastic. Looks good. I think you know what time it is. It's time. It's glamour shot time. Time to put this thing up into the docket and send it to court. Put it in front of the judge. Let's see how it does. It is a Maisto, but we still have a measuring bar for Maistos, even though they're cheaper cars. Still gotta have some quality. Let's check this thing out. Ladies and gents, this 1968 Ford Mustang GT Cobra Jet might have been released in 2015 by Maisto, but it looks good. Other than the little bit of paint rash that I'm going to show you guys after this reel, look at how she sits. Above average interior with extra highlights over the usual. Even the modern stuff doesn't have as many highlights, some of it in the interior. It sits beautifully. Look at that, guys. Oh, there it is. Boom. You know what, guys? Trying to look at that paint rash under the light, you can't even feel it rubbing my finger over it or anything. And the camera wouldn't even pick it up. That's how minor it is. So I'm not even going to mention that. Now I got a story to tell you guys. A short one and a recommendation of something that could save you guys a lot of trouble one day if you don't already have one. Most of you should already have one though. So you guys are aware of the little health issue I've been having that's been ongoing for a while. They had me on that medication, prednisone. So they've been a very high dose of it. So they've been weaning me off of it the last couple weeks. I don't even know the time frame of it. But it gives you withdrawal, okay? So this morning would have been my first morning. I was taking one, and then supposed to be none. This morning was my first morning with none. Well, the video last night, I cut it short. This is actually the next day I'm filming this because I got sick last night. Okay, I started getting hot flashes. I didn't feel horrible, but I got hot flashes and started puking. I ended up having to call in for work because I started puking right before I was about to leave for work. Like had a foot out the door type thing and had to call with like barely any notice and call in sick. So my day started out bad. So anyway, fast forward. So this afternoon, early afternoon, I figure I'll go get blood work done since I didn't go to work today. I'm feeling better. I wasn't feeling horrible. I just was puking and running a temperature, right? Those hot flashes, withdrawals. So I decide to go to get blood work done. I jump in the Mazda, which I've had for since 2019. Turn the key. To my shock, click, 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 click. Would not turn over. Okay? My first suspicion was the battery. Because I've been driving the car for 6 years and I've never put a battery in it. And they say they last about 5. You're supposed to replace it after 5 or so many, whatever. I'm due for a battery and I know that because when we just had that cold snap a few weeks ago when it was getting to be minus 20, minus 25, whatever with the wind chill, the car was struggling to start, like woo, woo, woo. But it started, but it looked like a snowball. If you guys remember the pictures and videos I was showing you guys, she started, but I said, time for a new battery. I can tell the battery's almost pooched. So I suspected that because we just had a cold snap not long ago. I was hoping it wasn't the alternator or anything like that. But here I am stuck with a car that's not running. That's a problem because I have to get to work in the morning. Okay? I don't foresee being ill in the morning because I'm feeling a lot better now. So I'm going in the morning, even if I have to take an Uber. But I'm going to be going in the car. The reason I'm going in the car is because this thing here, okay? I got it at Costco when I first got my car. I was getting a bunch of car accessories going nuts. This is a booster pack, believe it or not, okay? It looks like a battery pack to charge your cell phone. This is a booster pack, but you can also use it to charge your cell phone or other devices. And you could charge your cell phone wirelessly. Like I could lay my iPhone on top of it, it charges, okay? And it'll charge my iPhone like 10 times or something like that. It's got a pretty big capacity, okay? About 50, 60 bucks I got it on sale for. It comes with cables, booster cables that plug into here, okay? I have never had to use it to boost the Mazda once. Okay, and I've always wondered if it comes down to it, will this thing work? So anyway, it's clicking, it would not turn over at all. And that's what worried me, because I'm thinking it wouldn't turn over at all. I hope it's not like seized, you know what I mean? Like it's, but I checked and it wasn't seized. I didn't think it would be, I suspected the battery. So what I did is I charged this up to full. And I've been using this to charge my phone, charge other stuff. Like it gets used all the time, right? So I was wondering if it still had the capacity to work after all this time. So I go out. First time I hook it up to the Mazda doesn't start, but it was turning over. Okay, so I said, it's the battery, but this thing's not strong enough now because I've been using it all this time to turn it over, right? After I attempted to turn it over, I unplugged this thing and it appears dead. The lights are not coming on. It looks like it's completely dead. I'm like, wow, so it just killed it using it once, right? So I go inside, I'm going to charge it and try to start the car again. And I plug it in and it fires up and it's got all full bars saying it's charged. I'm like, wow. So I go outside, plug it in again, put it up to the Mazda, wiggle it around. And the Mazda fires up with this little thing. Okay, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed because I've had it for 5 years and I've been using it constantly, right? For little things. So yeah, so I let the Mazda run for 20 minutes, drove it around stuff. So it's not the alternator, it's definitely the battery. So I'll be getting a battery to put in it. But yeah, that's my point, guys. Anybody that has an older car or even a newer car, because I've boosted cars that are much newer than mine with my old car, okay? You should get one of these. If you have an older car, you should get CAA anyway, because it's well worth it. You get free tows, free boosts and all that. But one of these guys, well worth it. This one here came from Costco. The brand name is Type S. But it literally saved me a lot of anxiety. When I first thought that it didn't have enough juice to boost my car, what I did is I texted my one friend Dave, who's at work. I was going to see if he would come after work. But first, I was going to get my other friend Dave to come, who lives closer, and he was going to come after work to give me a boost. Because I thought this little thing wasn't turning it over enough to start it. But it turns out I didn't have the wire. I gave it a few wiggles the second time and it did the trick. So that was on my end. But anyway, guys, it's a lifesaver. If you don't already have one, get one. And they are powerful enough to boost your car. Mine was so dead, it would not even start. And after boosting it, it's still full. So just one of those things that if you have it one day, you might be... It took me 5 years to need it, but I'm sure glad I have it today. I would have been sitting here wondering all day what the problem was with the car. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. You know what I'm going to say. Do me a favor and smash the like button for me. That way it gets these videos out to other people and it keeps me motivated to keep the videos coming to you guys, keep consistent. While you're at it, hit the bell notification. Make sure you get my most recent videos. And it makes sure that when I go live, it tells you Retro Collectibles is live. And as always, guys, the most important thing, stay safe. I hope your car starts. And happy hunting.